Hello, Resurrection. It is September the 17th. It's Wednesday, and everything is a go for tonight, for family dinner, for youth programming, children's programming, and adults. We're still walking through the Sermon on the Mount in my Wednesday night Bible study, and we look at that in the Gospel of Luke a little bit, and we look at it a little bit in the Gospel of Matthew, and we go back and forth, and we compare, and we do some things like that. Something that we had last night was our annual or semi-annual newcomers reception. We had a bunch of great folks there. We've got some really good new and newish folks at Resurrection. I had a great time last night getting to know them. But I wanted to share with you one thing that I heard over and over again last night at the newcomers reception, and that was uh, when you're talking to people about what attracted them to Resurrection, they heard about us through in various ways. Someone had driven by and seen the sign, which that's kind of unusual. Um, Other people, are invited by friends, although that probably doesn't happen as often as it ought to. Other people were Episcopalians, and they knew that we were an Episcopal church, and they were looking just various ways that people found resurrection. But almost without exception, maybe without exception, the thing that they all said was, and the reason that we came back is because of the people at Resurrection. I've said a hundred bazillion times before that you can have all the great programming that you want, and we do have some great programming, and that's important for our formation, for the formation of our souls. But the thing that is important, you can have all the great programming in the world, but the reason people come back to church, not for the first time, but the reason they come back is not because of the things that you have, it's because of the relationships that they make. People come back to church because they can tell that we love each other, and they want to come and be part of that. And without exception, that's what people said last night. And I think of Jackie Lane all the time, who says, who said just all the time, I don't know what people do without a church family. What do you do? What would one do if you didn't have a church family? You can volunteer at the children's hospital. You can work in the soup kitchen. You can donate your time at the food bank or at the thrift stores and things like that. And those are all good things. Giving back is such a good thing, and that might fulfill a part of your soul. But when you are in need, when you're hurting, when you need somebody to rejoice with you, when you need a shoulder to cry on, when you need somebody to have your back, when you need to bounce ideas off of people, there's no better place in the world to do that than at church, and no better people in the world to do it with than your church family. I genuinely don't know what people do without a church family. And I think a lot of folks who say, what do I need a church family for? I don't need a church family. I have friends. I have family. Well, I would imagine that those people have never really experienced the love and support of a church family before, because there's no replacing it once you find it, and you can't do without it once you have had it as well, or at least you can't do as well without it. God made us. We're particular little creatures, aren't we? God made us so that we needed certain things. We all are born with that Jesus-sized hole in our heart that nothing else will fill except for Jesus himself. But then God also made us creatures of community. We need community. We need one another. He made us that way. He wants us to be in communion with one another. He wants us to be in communion with Him, and He wants us to be in communion with one another. It's why we call the Lord's Supper communion, right? Communion is a description of what that is more than its title. We call it Holy Communion as a title, but it's not really its title. It's a description of it. It tells us what that is and what we're doing. We are communing with God. We are being in community with Him when we receive the body and blood, but we are also being in community with one another when we kneel down side by side and we take the body and blood of Christ together. Then we're community with each other too. On Wednesday nights, we very often talk about the fact that when God made us family to Him, when He adopted us, when He grafted us on to the vine of His family, when He made us His children, that also made us family to each other. It made us brothers and sisters one to another. And so being family with God is important, but being family with those brothers and sisters that became our brothers and sisters when we accepted Christ is very important too. We need them and they need us. And that's why we all come together. If you are looking for a place to come together, come to Resurrection. I'm telling you, it is a great little church, the best I know. Come to Resurrection. We will love you. You will love us. I just know it. I just know you will. You'll love us. We will learn together. We will grow together. We will be in communion with each other, and we will love the Lord Jesus and go out from here to do the work that He's given us to do. Look, I'll see you tonight at 6 o'clock for Wednesday night, and I'll see you Sunday at 8 o'clock or at 10:30. I love you, and I'll see you soon.